मेरा स्क्रीन आ गया आपको?
यस सर।
अच्छा, हम लोग मैं क्या बोल रहा था आपको कि ये जो रेवेन्यू के बारे में डिस्कशन किया, रेवेन्यू फजिंग के बारे में डिस्कशन किया. नाउ व्हाट कंपनीज विल डू इज दे विल ट्राई एंड हाइड the increasing growth of trade receivables as compared to the increasing growth of revenue. Now from year till year we calculated the CAGR growth rate of my sales, which was something around 15-17%. In the same period from 2012 till 2015, if I calculate the amount of increase in receivables, look what has the rate of the increase in receivables. Please try and calculate a CAGR growth rate of this number. From 584 crores to 904 crores. And see what your CAGR growth rate comes to in 3 years time. Anybody trying to do it? कोई ट्राई कर रहा है इसको करने का, कैलकुलेट कितना ग्रोथ रेट है?
15.68.
अच्छा, एंड व्हाट इज द CAGR ग्रोथ रेट which we calculated here? जल्दी जल्दी करो.
22.46. 22.46.
So it is sensible. My revenue is going up much faster than my trade receivables. That means the company is receiving trade, and might be that these sales are not fictitious. ये आंसर निकल के आया ना उसका. We are trying to catch a company where the sales might be fictitious. Yes or no?
Yes sir.
But यहाँ ऐसा नहीं है. Now look what is actually happening. Here this company was collecting receivables. इसने अपने रिसीवेबल बढ़ने नहीं दिए, ये अपने रिसीवेबल्स को कलेक्ट कर रहा था, चाहे आप 2011 से ले लो, 2014 का ले लो. नाउ just for the sake of understanding, and if you are able to do it quickly now, what is my growth rate over here from 2011 to 2014 or maybe 15? What is the CAGR growth rate of my receivables over here? अब तो आप लोगों को ये फिंगर टिप्स पे होना चाहिए. अब तो आप लोगों को ये फिंगर टिप्स पे होना चाहिए.
Sir, 27.61.
And what is my CAGR growth rate of sales?
Sorry. 4 साल हो गए सर. Sorry, एक मिनट रुको. 4 साल हो गए ना ये. 5 साल का लिया आपने. 20%. 20%.
And what is the sales growth? Same thing in the sales growth rate.
सर अमाउंट क्या है? 1912.
1912.
1912 और दूसरा अमाउंट क्या सर?
3741.
3741.
4
सर
साल.
18.27. 18.27.
4 साल.
18.27.
और जो आपने वहां कैलकुलेट किया वो भी 4 साल है, 5 साल नहीं है.
हाँ 4 साल लिया सर मैंने.
4 साल.
करेक्ट.
कितना है?
सर बताया था ना 435 और 904.
20%.
35
20%.
904. 20%.
तो मोटा मोटा जितना मेरा सेल बढ़ रहा है उसी के हिसाब से मेरा रिटेल रिसीवेबल बढ़ रहा है. लुक वेरी डिसेंट है. यहाँ पर कोई झोल झपाटा नहीं दिखता है. बट व्हाट द एक्चुअल झोल झपाटा इज, this guy was showing you that he has collected receivables. Now if I have collected receivables, so my asset going down. Go to webinar 1 fund flow analysis. When my asset goes down, my total balance sheet has to go down, and my share capital, my reserves and these capital is also a liability for the company, but we base our analysis on the book value. Now if I reduce my reserves or my capital, my balance sheet size will go down, and that cannot justify a high market cap. So in this case, what this guy was doing, he was actually showing you that I am collecting my receivables and he was hiding this amount in the fixed assets. जितना मैं ये लाइन कम करता जा रहा हूं उतना ही मैं ये लाइन बढ़ाता जा रहा हूं. So I keep the number constant and my balance sheet does not go down, does not deteriorate. And this nobody looks or thinks or checks.
Sir, how can he increase the fixed asset without investing the money?
ये हो रहा है ना मनी इन्वेस्ट.
तो वो एक्चुअल में कर रहा है कि इन्फ्लेटेड है वो?
इन्फ्लेटेड है. And why this is inflated? Because look at the fixed assets over here. 3,200 crore, 3,340 crore, 3,800 crore, right? 10, 11, 12. And look at the sales over here. So if I am such a business, अगर मैं कुछ ना कुछ कहीं ना कहीं छुपाने की कोशिश करूंगा तो कोई दूसरी चीज खराब हो जाएगी. So in this case, my net fixed asset turnover was less than 1. Because I was showing you fictitious sales. These sales were fictitious. So with the fictitious sales, the fictitious trade receivable was going up. Now I know that the analyst understands if my trade receivable CAGR is going much faster than my sales CAGR, so the analyst will catch me and my valuation of the market will go down. So I'm showing you these collections. I don't have the cash. If I collect, I don't have the cash. I have to maintain my cash balance also in my account. So I am showing you capex, and I am increasing my fixed assets. When I am doing this to manipulate my sales, at one point of time, my asset turnover will go bad. What is my asset? 3,200 crores. And what is the sales I am generating with those assets? 1,200 crores. Which gives me an asset turnover ratio of how much? 0.4. That means 1 rupee of asset is generating me 40 paisas of sales. So now, if in such a business, if I want to double my capacity to generate 80 paisa of sale, because of 1 rupee of asset is generating 40 paisa of sales, I need to do a capex of another 1 rupee. And to again my double the sales, I have to need a, so my capex will, my fixed asset net block will run much faster than my sales. Because these sales are fictitious and I am collecting those receivables. And one time will come when I will not be able to manage the same and my asset block will drop drastically when I take a write back of the fictitious assets. And when I take a write back on my asset side, my equity, my reserves will go for a toss and the debt will still be there. Yes, sir.
सर एक डाउट आ रहा है सर, अगर नॉर्मली अगर देखा जाए तो अगर मेरा सेल्स बढ़ेगा तो नॉर्मली मेरा ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स एंड इन्वेंटरी भी तो बढ़ेगा सर. मतलब
सर कहने का मतलब ये है, सेल्स जिस स्पीड से बढ़ रहा है ट्रेड रिसीवेबल उससे ज्यादा स्पीड से नहीं बढ़ना चाहिए. ये आपको भी समझ में आ रहा है, प्रमोटर को भी समझ में आ रहा है. अगर ट्रेड रिसीवेबल उससे ज्यादा स्पीड से बढ़ेगा तो इसका मतलब सेल कहीं ना कहीं फर्जी है. और अगर मैं उसको छुपा रहा हूं और अगर मैं अपना बैलेंस शीट को हल्का नहीं करूंगा, बैलेंस शीट को छोटा नहीं करूंगा, तो व्हाट आई एम एक्चुअली डूइंग इज आई एम एडजस्टिंग द वैल्यूएशन ऑन द एसेट साइड. I am not disturbing my liability side because reserves and this shareholder capital money, this reserves and surplus is also a liability for the company. But for the investor, this is your book value. So you will see that your book value is going up. The company is cheap. 40 crores, 47 crores plus this book value is going up. The company is cheap as compared to the price of the market cap. But why this book value is going up? Because he is not adjusting for those sales returns or that fictitious sales. Where did my sales go up till? From 1,000 crores, I went up till 4,000 crores of sale. In 2015, look where my assets went up to. And on these 4,000 crores sales also, I was doing a loss. That means my business was so bad. By increasing these quantum of sales to 4x. Still I was not able to do break even because still here I was doing manipulations. And in spite of showing up 25, 26%, 30% operating profit margins, which is supposed to be good enough, I was doing manipulations. And if I am collecting those sales, I will be showing you something called as cash flows. But since these cash flows are fictitious, these cash flows are not there, I'll have to show capex. Because if the cash is kept on the book and it is in the bank, it has to earn some interest. So if I am doing some interest earnings, right? Interest earnings. So what I will do is, ideally, where should my interest earnings come in the cash flow? Interest received, right? Where is the interest received? This is 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14. ये 4 साल या 5 साल. Where is the interest received? That means and this is small amount, which is if I take a bank FD interest of 6% or 7%, I'm not getting that much of money because there is no money, and the money I'm showing as capex. So basically, what I'm doing is I am just adjusting the asset side of the balance sheet to show you a stronger picture, and show you increasing book value, and show you a stronger picture. And my business is actually getting worse. Similarly, if my borrowings are rising at a faster pace than my sales, it is a sign of dead end. And in this case, my sales was 1900 crores. So my profit has to be maybe 5%, 10%, 20% of sales. That is my net profit margin. Look at my borrowings. 2011 and 2011. Look at my borrowings. My borrowings was more than 1.5x sales. So ideally, I could have never paid out these borrowings. And that is why my stock collapsed like anything. From a high of 450 rupees in 2008 and 2010 was from a high of 200 rupees, stock went to zero. Accounting jugglery, accounting manipulations. Another way, what companies do is, when you generate a bill, and when you sell the goods to the consumer, that is the time you record your sales. But you should make it a point that the consumer accepts your product, which we get to know from the accounting policies, which is giving in the notes to accounts after the balance sheet, P&L and cash flow in the annual report. But if the customer is not accepting my product, I am doing forgery. So what companies sometimes will do, they will tell you that we have generated the bill and we have kept the goods on hold because my consumer is saying that I don't have enough of space in my godown or my warehouse. So you hold the product. When I will have space, then I will receive the product. Now imagine if I am pausing my sales and I don't have enough of sales. Why will such a customer pay me advance? No chance. So what I am doing is I am billing to the customer and holding the products in my godown, which will be written in my accounting policies or my auditor note, and assuming that I will get these kind of profits. Basically, I am borrowing sales from my future period and showing it in the current period to inflate the numbers. Another way to catch my receivables and this is this. When my this working capital cycle is, look at the increase of my receivable days. The trend. He is having a problem. Sorry, receivable, not here. Look at this here. He is having a problem. 100 days to receive money, 96 days to receive money, 70 days to receive money. This is problem. 200 days to receive money. This is a problem. Why? Because I am doing accounting jugglery. And here, in this case, in this company was showing us that I have received and hiding it in my fixed assets. So I am trying to improvise on this line item of my balance sheet, but this line item I cannot help. Right? Getting it? How do they do this? Another one very famous company I will take is Vakrangi Limited. Now see what is happening. The sales are going drastically very fast. The margins are going very good. Everything is good. The company is generating cash flows. Yes. But wait a minute. From 2000, this cash flows data is from 2010. Let's take it from 2010 till 2013. 2010 till 2013. What is my cumulative profit over here? What is the profit that the company has made? I'll do 24 crores plus 48 crores plus 71 crores plus 104 crores. कितना हुआ? 247 crores. Right or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. 247.
From 2010 till 2013, what is the amount of cash flow that the company has received? 14 crores minus 45 crores plus 216 crores plus 74 crores. It is 259 crores. That means they have managed to keep the cash flows in accordance with their profits. But why I see a extremely high number in just 1 year and the balance 2-3 years are doing nothing?
So maybe some other income.
And this extremely high number, what is actually happening? I am not getting the receivables. And where I have adjusted for this extremely high number, where I have adjusted is other working capital items, where I am getting the cash inflows, which I would need to go and look in the cash flow statement in the annual report, because Skinner will give me club data. अगर मैं इसको हटा देता हूं कि this is a one-off and this 143 crores is something which the company has adjusted, if I reduce this 143 crores, my cash flows will be highly lagging my cumulative profits. And what is this company doing? Extremely good sales, right? With the extremely good sales, now look at the receivables. 689 crore balance sheet, total assets 689 crores, other assets 414 crores. So my working capital is how much? 414 divided by 689. 60% of my balance sheet. So we will shout asset light, asset light, asset light, asset light. But what is the problem over here? The problem is here. Look at this. The receivable doubled. And look at the trend of the receivables. 2011 till 2015. How many years? 4 years. Look at the trend of the CAGR of receivables. 275 crores is your starting number, and 1199. 44% compounding, 44.5% compounding is my growth in the receivables. 11 to 15. This guy was not showing you good amount in this assets, was stores bana raha hai and they don't require good amount of assets. So what is he doing over here? The receivables are growing much faster, right? And this is 2011 till 2015. Look at the sales. 2011 till 2015. What has happened? Sales also is growing much faster. That is why these receivables is also growing much faster. 2011 890 to 2780. 2780. My sales are growing by 32%. My receivables are growing by 44.5%. My receivables are growing much faster than sales, and in the long run, even 1 percentage point of a CAGR changes my terminal value by a great extent. तो यहाँ क्या हो रहा था, सीधी सच्ची बात थी, किसी को यहाँ समझ में आ रहा था, these sales were fictitious and he was not able to add the values to the fixed assets or the investments or anything. He was showing great amount of receivables. And to reduce this, see, adjustment on the asset side of the book, not on the liability side of the book, he started giving out loans to his sister concerns. Because everybody will look at the working capital, all Excel models will look at the working capital. Nobody cares about the receivable or this loans and advances to other companies, other parties. Accounting jugglery. And once your accounting jugglery goes bad, see what happens. From 500, the stock price tentatively went to 0. And yeah, this company was 50,000 crores market cap, 60,000 crores market cap. Today the market cap is 3,000 crores, 4,000 crores. So how do you catch these kind of things? Number one, your asset, if he is hiding in the asset, your asset turnover will start going down. And that is why you say any asset turnover below 1, I don't want to buy that business. Right? Any asset turnover below 1, I don't want to buy that business. So what is my asset turnover here? My sales are, my assets is 420 crores or 530 crores, 2012 and 13. Look at my sales. My asset turnover is not below 1. My asset turnover is more than 1. Sales divided by assets. But here, look at my receivables. This is giving me some other picture. But in the case of Ampec Auto, which we discussed, Ampec Auto, what was happening over here? My asset turnover was much more than 1. 3347 is my asset and 1912 is my sales. Much more than 1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
तो सेल्स फर्जी थी, तो मेरी सेल्स फर्जी थी, हाँ कि नहीं?
यस सर. तो कोई रीसेंट एग्जांपल बताइए ना, जो कभी कोई रीसेंट किसी में लग रहा है.
सर रीसेंट एग्जांपल आपको स्टडी करके सर्च करना पड़ेगा. वेयर आई वाज एबल टू फाइंड द एग्जांपल्स, देयर आई वाज एबल टू इंक्रीज माय कन्विक्शन. रीसेंट एग्जांपल दूंगा. So these are the 2-3 ways where you fudge your revenue and you hide that line item of the revenue in other items. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Another line item where you hide your thing is your investments. Basically, मैं एक लाइन एक जगह से उठा के दूसरी जगह अपने एसेट साइड में ही कहानी को रख रहा हूं, ताकि मुझे अपना लायबिलिटी साइड डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना पड़े. And in spite of this company showing profits of 100 crores, 200 crores, 300 crores, 400 crores, I was into dilution. यहाँ से यहाँ गया, यहाँ से यहाँ गया, फिर ये प्रेफरेंस शेयर है, फिर अगेन डायल्यूशन हो गया. मुझे शेयर बेच के पैसा उठाना पड़ रहा था. अगर मैं इतना ही प्रॉफिट कमा पा रहा हूं तो मुझे शेयर बेच के पैसा क्यों उठाना पड़ता है? Now one example I would like to show you is asset turnovers. We should not invest in a company where the asset turnover is less than 1. So recent example चाहिए तो what is my net asset value over here? एक क्रीम वाला बिस्किट लेना, क्रीम वाला बिस्किट लेना, क्रीम वाला बिस्किट लेना, एक बिस्किट हाँ ले आओ क्रीम वाला. हाँ 20. What is my asset turnover here? What is my asset value over here?
1197.
And what is my sales over here? दादाजी
616.
क्रीम वाला कितना मेरा एसेट है?
0.51 sir, sales turnover.
And I said we should not buy a company below 1 times asset turnover.
Yes.
So is this a good investment?
No.
But we go and allocate very high to investments, only looking at the charts and only looking at the
Yes.
breakouts.
Yes.
But this has to be a good investment. The operating profit margins of this company are extremely high. चलो ये तो कोविड था, इसमें लॉकडाउन लग गया, छोड़ो. Look at the operating profit margins. Now look at the asset turnover. For the sake of simplicity, most of you know about the Excel sheet also. For the sake of simplicity, I'll just go and look at the Excel. ठीक है? For the sake of simplicity, where is my asset turnover? This is my asset turnover. Net fixed asset turnover. Yeah. When did the company had an asset turnover of more than one? थोड़ा बड़ा कर देता हूँ.
2014.
तो उसके बाद was this a good investment?
No.
Still we were very happy to buy it, very excited to buy it. Looking at my chart,
Yes, and the only business to do deal in this gaming business.
but still, what is my accounting number says?
As per this ratio, it is not a good investment.
And the sales have also gone down in the last 2-3 years.
Profits also going down, sir.
Right? In this case, there are no receivables because this is cash business. So what he is doing is he is putting the money into investments because he has nowhere to put the money to his use in the fixed assets. So he's buying bonds, mutual funds, and all this. But still, the stock price from 65-70 rupees has come up to 300 rupees, 350 rupees.
Sir, borrowing नहीं है 2019 से.
हाँ नहीं है ना, borrowings को pay off कर दिया ना. And when he paid off these borrowings, see where his reserves jumped up. He sold some of his business over here. So whatever he sold, he made adjustments to the equity, and that is why he made adjustment to the fixed assets because some business he sold over here. Hospitality
सर
business.
डायल्यूशन भी तो किया है सर 17 से 18 के बाद.
किया ना तभी तो पैसा आया, तभी तो वो. और बिजनेस हॉस्पिटैलिटी का जो बिजनेस बेचा, उसी में से तो पैसा निकाल के दूसरे धंधे में लगा दिया.
लोन्स एंड एडवांसेस भी दिया है सर नीचे.
क्या करेगा, कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ तो पैसा कहीं ना कहीं तो लगाएगा. और अभी भी बुक पे इतना पैसा पड़ा हुआ है. Putting up money, investment, and this was the last time. Now my assets have nothing. वही 1200, 1250, 1200, क्या nothing has done in the last 4-5 years. Whatever he has done, he has done here.
सर इसलिए तो नहीं है कि जो आप बता रहे थे कि इसका जो शिप रेडी खड़ा हुआ है पर उसको परमिशन नहीं मिल रही है तो उसने इन्वेस्टमेंट लगा के रखा हुआ है.
पता नहीं सर, I have not spoken to you about the business. I'm just talking about the number, where the numbers jugglery is happening. और वो शिप खड़ा है नहीं खड़ा है वो आपको लिखना है. I'm just talking about the number jugglery. Is this a good business? Make your judgment. So this is how we learned about revenue, how the revenue is fudged, how everything is fudged, how the after effects of the revenue, the trade receivables, they grow in one, we have seen in one case, and how the company hides that into fixed assets or maybe investments or maybe some other thing. They hide that, or loans and other assets without disturbing the liability side of the balance sheet.
सर अदर एसेट्स में इसका अचानक से 33 से सीधा 169 चला गया.
वो अब आपको दिख रहा है ना, वो चीजें जो नंबर्स चेंज हो रहे हैं वो आपको दिख रहा है. पहले नहीं दिख रहा था, पहले आपको चार्ट दिख रहा था. पहले आपको एलोकेशन लेने में मार्केट चल रहा है, मार्केट ऊपर है, ये ऊपर है, वो ऊपर है, पहले आपको वो एलोकेशन देने के लिए एक्साइटमेंट दिख रहा था, लेकिन अब आपको आज आपको नंबर दिख रहा है. और जो इन कंपनीज में हुआ, हाथों तो नहीं बोलता ना कि मैं उसी दिन होगा, आगे चल के भी हो सकता है। जो इन कंपनीज में हुआ, इन कंपनीज में भी हो सकता है, या नहीं भी हो सकता, या आने वाले कई सालों के बाद हो सकता है, who knows? And we might be very happy that the stock price is going up, not knowing what the accounting jewelry or numbers are telling us, and we might get stuck in these kind of things. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So for now, the third part of the session in the P&L, in the revenue recognition is, what do the companies do when they increase their sales, when they hide their trade receivables? Now what they want to do is they want to increase their profit margins. अभी मैंने फर्जी सेल तो दिखा दी, उसका जो पैसा मैंने रिसीव भी कर लिया, उसको मैंने छुपा भी दिया आपकी नजर से, लेकिन वैल्यू तब बनेगी जब मेरा मार्जिन बढ़ेगा. एंड हाउ डू आई इंक्रीज द मार्जिन? Everything is फर्जी. How do I increase the margin? By reducing my expenses. So if you can wait for 10 minutes, I will do the next session in 10 minutes because I need to have something. Feeling hungry. So if you can wait for 10 minutes, I'll do the next session in 10 minutes. How
Yes,
do
sir,
they
sure.